Hola, hola. This is lesson 31, and this will cover pages 79. I put it in the wrong order. 78, 78, and 79. Okay? 78 and 79. Here we're gonna review, so we're gonna try to do two lessons in this video, lesson 31 y 32, 31 and 32, because 31 is just a review of the previous lesson, and you have to do some of the exercises from your workbook, okay? So make sure you already worked on homework from lesson 30 before you continue here. If you haven't done so, please do that now and then continue with the following lesson. So for classwork, we're gonna work on pages 79 and 80, exercise D, okay? So that one, let me explain it to you because I thought it was a little bit confusing. So they circle one of the conjugations there for those verbs. Like, for example, no, in the first one is done for you. So el artista, that is the subject, and then pintar is the verb, right? And so they circle the conjugation for pintar that they want you to use to know which pronoun you're going to use, okay? So it's pinta. So pinta will be ends in A. So when you check your table 3A, you know that if it ends in A, it has to be either él, ella, or usted, okay? In that case, they're already telling you there, el artista, okay? So it's él, so it's done for you. Él pinta will be in that case. So in the second one, let's do that one together. They want you to find the pronoun for dibujan. So the verb is dibujar, to draw. That's one of your vocabulary words, I'm pretty sure. And now they're giving you for dibujan, so ends in an. So when you go to your table, you see your table 3A, you see that if it ends in AA and in AN, it has to be either ellos, ellas, or ustedes. So those are the subject there is los estudiantes, right? So what is that? Es los estudiantes. So you know it's plural and you know it's masculine. So you use for plural and masculine, you use ellos, right? Ellos. Okay, that's why the pronouns are so important. Okay, so if you don't know them, go back and review them. Those are from, I want to say, one of the last sections in the previous units. Let me find it for you because it's very, very, very important. So yeah, that's on section 2.12 on page 65. Know your pronouns, okay? Okay, so let's do the third one together too. So it's el lápiz, that's the subject, and you should know el lápiz. Funcionar is the verb, and the conjugation there is funciona. So ends in A, so you know that if it ends in A, it has to be either él, ella, or usted. Okay, so in that case, they're giving you already the pronoun there, él, lápiz, so él funciona, okay? So continue doing the rest and let me know if you have any questions with that. So pause the video, finish exercise D on page 79, and then come back here, okay? So as I said, we're going to review really quick the rules for the verbs that end in AR, and those are here. So let me see. So here, if they end for the first person singular, yo, the verb has to end in O. For two, ends in AS. For él, ella, or usted, ends in A. And then nosotros, nosotras, ends in amos. Vosotras, vosotros, ais. And then ellos, ellas, y ustedes, ends in an. Okay? Okay. So like this is the example we learned in the last video with participar. So it will be yo participo, tú participas, notice the ending, O, A-S. Él, ella y usted participa, ends in A. Nosotros, nosotras participamos, ends in A-M-O-S. Vosotras, vosotros participáis. ellos, ellas y ustedes participan, okay? So that's what we learned in the last video. Let me see over here. Now we're going to learn or emphasize words 11 through 20 or 21, from your vocabulary list 3A, okay? So repeat after me. Planchar, planchar. Those are on page 75 if you want to follow from there. Pintar, pintar. Practicar, practicar. Preparar, preparar. Trabajar, trabajar. Domingo, domingo. Lunes, lunes. Martes, martes. Miércoles, miércoles. Jueves, jueves. Hoy es jueves. Today is Thursday, okay? So let me see over here. Okay, we already did this. Yep, we did this. Okay, so we learned last week too that some of the uses that we have for that for the present tense in Spanish are to show frequency, to show something that is happening in the moment, present action, or just to express general facts, or to talk about general facts. That's how we use the present indicative tense, okay, that we're learning. Now, let's practice conjugating these other verbs that end in AR, okay? Hablar. Hablar means to speak. So this one, for vosotros, what do you do? Look at your table 3A. So ends in AR is vosotros, so you have to make sure it ends in place, okay? So you add this is vosotros habláis, yes. You get rid of the AR and add the I's. Habláis, vosotros habláis. Enseñar, to teach, for usted. So for usted, it has to end in A. So usted enseña. Ellos, with cantar, cantar. So for ellos has to end in AN. So ellos cantan. Please use your notebook, okay? And just write notes for lesson 31 and have these verbs conjugated there. I'm going to be looking for that to see if you are practicing, okay? Tocar, yo has to end in O. So it's yo toco. Usar, for nosotros, has to end in amos, okay? So nosotros usamos. Participar, we did this already. For tú, has to end in AS. So participas. Tú participas. Now you're going to do page 80, exercises E and F, okay? So those are, yeah, you have to write the correct pronoun and conjugate the verb. So they're giving you there, el presidente, consultar. So they just want you to use the pronoun there for el presidente and then conjugate the verb for that pronoun. So in that case, it will be el consulta, okay? So let's do the second one together. Is la doctora, so what will be her pronoun? La doctora. So it's a female doctor. It's ella, okay? Curar is the verb, so it has to end in A because it's for ella, so ella cura, okay? So continue with the rest. Let me know if you have questions. And then homework for this lesson is this one here on the screen. Remember that I put all of these lessons on your homework Google document, okay? Homework list Google document that I created for you guys. Okay, now lesson 32. Lesson 32 Again, if you want to, since we're doing these two together, maybe you can work on these two homeworks together after you watch this video. And for classwork, open your notebooks and translate the following words on the screen. Okay, these are part of your vocabulary words: to iron, to paint, to practice, to prepare, to work, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Pause the video here, translate those words, write this in your notebook, write the heading, classwork for lesson 32, and do that, okay? And then continue here. We're going to continue with the vocabulary words now from the last 10. The last 10 there, I think it's 21 to 30, or the last 9. Repeat after me, okay? Viernes. Viernes. Sábado. Sábado. Amable. Amable. Bonito. Bonito. Difícil. Difícil. Fácil. Fácil. Hermoso. Hermoso. Listo. Listo. Nuevo. Nuevo. Útil. Útil. Okay? You can use this time here to review your vocabulary words. Spend a few minutes on this. And then you can continue here. We won't do this. And okay, so this is the lesson part for, this is lesson 31. And this, you're gonna find this section on your book on page 81, okay, 81. And here we're gonna learn, this is the verb ser and estar. So in English, the to be verb, it means in Spanish to ser, ser o estar. So it has those two meanings, okay? It can be a little bit confusing for both, for people learning English, because it's just that one verb to be for two verbs. And it can also be a little bit confusing when you're learning Spanish, because for you, it's just one verb. And then in Spanish, depending on the situation, it's either ser or estar, okay? But both mean to be. So, but we're gonna learn when to use which one, okay? And the tables on that page 81 are very, very, very important for you to know, okay? And to memorize and to understand, okay? So the first table there, it's table 3C, and it tells you ser in the present indicative tense. So it's giving you there the conjugations for soy or ser, for the verb ser, for ser, for all of the pronouns that we're learning, okay? So it'll be yo soy. And why are we doing this separately? Because this is an irregular verb, so it won't really follow the rules for AR, for ER, OR, like it doesn't matter. So this is an irregular verb, so that's why we're learning it separately, okay? It has its own conjugations. So let's do that again. Let's do table 3C, ser, okay? Yo soy, tú eres, él, ella, usted, and it too. It will be es. So él es, ella es, usted es. Nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos, ellas, y ustedes son. So those are the combinations for soy, for ser. Remember, ser means to be, okay? Now the uses. When do we use ser, okay? When we're gonna talk about identity or profession, okay? Soy Samuel, soy Jessica, soy Nick, soy Sydney, okay? For when you're gonna talk about your identity or what you do, your profession. Soy doctor, it says here, sois discípulos, él es doctor. Notice the es there, that's a conjugation for él, o ella. Somos estadounidenses, that means we are American. So notice the somos there for nosotros, okay? In Spanish, I think it said it somewhere here in the introduction of either this section or the previous section that in Spanish, when you don't really need to have the subject, like if you have the verb conjugated for that subject, it's implied. So instead of saying nosotros somos estadounidenses, I'll say when you say somos estadounidenses, it's already implied that is nosotros, okay? Because somos, it'll only be conjugate, is a conjugation for only nosotros, okay? So that's why you don't see here the subject, you just see the verb, like the conjugated verb and the rest of the sentence. Okay, so we also use ser for inherent characteristics, okay, like to describe yourself, like eres alto, okay, that's tú eres alto. Eres is for tú, okay, look at your table 3C there. Los tacos son deliciosos, okay. La mesa es de metal. Estudiar es bueno. So you are describing things here. Los tacos, la mesa is the table. Estudiar, to study is good. Estudiar es bueno, okay? To also talk about possession, okay? Miguel es mi amigo, okay? Miguel is he, so that's why you see the es there, y es. That's the conjugation for él. Miguel es mi amigo. Miguel is my friend. Son mis lápices. So they're talking about pencils. So pencils are they. Okay, so they is son. Son mis lápices. O ellos, in this case, ellos. Daytime or venue. Hoy es sábado. Es la 1 en punto. La conferencia es en el auditorio. Las reuniones son en mi casa. Okay, these are just some examples. If you want to spend some time translating the table, that will be a good practice too. But it's just the most important thing is for you to know that when you use ser, okay, and these are the main times when we use ser, okay. Now the other verb to be will be estar, which I don't know where. Well, let's just skip it to here. Estar. So that's table 3E on the same page 81. And here are the conjugations for estar. Yo estoy, tú estás, él, ella, usted está, nosotros estamos, vosotros estáis, ellos, ellas, ustedes están. And the uses for estar are these ones here. When you talk about location, okay, you don't say es, you say estoy aquí, okay? Estoy aquí, I'm here. And notice that estoy goes with I, correct? That's from your table there with yo estoy aquí. París está en Francia. Paris is in France, okay? Condition, to talk about a condition. Estoy bien y saludable. You're well, I'm well and healthy. La puerta está abierta. The door is open. You also use estar to talk about some weather expressions. Está nevando, está lloviendo. Okay, it is snowing, it is raining. Again, these are very important tables to know. So let's do here some practice for ser. It says translate the sentences to English. Jorge es médico. So what does this mean? He is a medic. He's a doctor. Yeah, he's a doctor. I was gonna say médico. It could be doctor or doctor. Okay. Yo soy alto. What does that mean? I am tall. El zapato es de María. So you're talking about possession here. El zapato, the shoe, is Maria's. La fiesta es a las 2. You're giving a time here. The party is at 2. Okay. Now for estar, translate these ones. Jaime está en el carro. You are giving location in this example. Jaime is in the car. Tú estás enferma. This is condition. You are sick. Está soleado afuera. You are talking about weather. It is sunny outside. Some of you might recognize the afuera on this sentence from last year. Okay, so now we're gonna do page 82, and that will be exercise A and B. So you just have to conjugate the verbs ser and estar in those present indicatives that they give you there. And for exercise B, just you need to, it says the verbs in the following sentences will be translated as ser in Spanish, right? Identity, profession, inherent characteristic, possession, date, time, or venue according to the use of the verb. So identify the use of the verb, that's for part B, and write it there, okay? How is it being used? And this is the homework for lesson 32. Okay? Well, nos vemos